Today I'm going to talk about the incredible power that comes from moving past failure. Have you ever asked yourself the question, what if I fail? Well, I'm here to tell you every successful person I know has failed, and usually many times. Failure and success, they're not opposites. Failure is actually part of success because we learn from our failures. Maybe you've heard me call my failures seminars, and I'm here to tell you I've had a lot of seminars. The important thing to remember about having a failure is that it's an event. It's not the person. It's not you. Or maybe you've heard Thomas Edison's famous quote regarding the light bulb. He said, "I've not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that it won't work," which was his way of calling his failures learning experiences. Albert Einstein said, "Anyone who's never made a mistake has never tried anything new." Now, failure doesn't mean you're done. Failure just means you get to try again, but with a lot more experience. Don't ever fear failure. Be afraid of being in the same place next year that you're at today. Instead of worrying about failing, worry about the incredible chances you could miss when you don't even attempt something. The only real failure is when you stop trying. The only failure is when you give up. Mistakes, setbacks, and failures are all part of life. If they don't happen to you, you'll never really learn and you'll never change. Maybe you've heard Winston Churchill's famous quote, "Success is the ability to go from one failure to another with no loss of enthusiasm." Remember, if you have clear, measurable goal, and if you fail at one approach, as long as you have a compelling reason why your goal is a must, you'll try another approach. And if and when that approach doesn't work, you'll try another approach. And on, as long as you have a compelling enough goal, strong enough why, and it's part of your mission. Giving up on a goal because of one setback is like slashing 3 of your tires because you've got a flat tire. There are always more options. C.S. Lewis said, "Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny." Imagine if Oprah Winfrey had quit after she was fired from her first TV job because the people told her she was unfit for TV. Or if Stephen King, the author, had stopped writing after his first book was rejected by 30 publishers. Or if Michael Jordan would have quit after he was cut from his high school basketball team. I like Michael Jordan's quote, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. And on 26 separate occasions, I was responsible to take the winning shot, and I missed. I've failed over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed." So what are some strategies for dealing with setbacks and failures? The first thing I'll tell you is don't let the failure be part of your identity. Separate from it. Look at it objectively. You've all met people that love to talk about their setbacks. They've developed a story they love to talk about regarding their failure, and it disempowers them. Maybe you've even done this yourself on occasion. I'm embarrassed to say I know I have. The worst result of a failure is when people have it become their identity. Never let that happen. Like I said, it's important to remove yourself from the event. Then I think it's helpful to look at what happened with curiosity. What could you have done differently? I believe in taking total responsibility, but that said, maybe the failure was partly beyond your control. Now, after you've explored all the facts, think about what you've learned. Then stop continually focusing on it. Don't dwell. And that applies to your successes as well, not just your failures. Don Shula, who's purportedly the winningest coach in the NFL, he put a 24-hour rule on everyone in his organization. They would celebrate a win or commiserate and suffer through a defeat, but only for 24 hours. It's very important to move through your setbacks. And when you're in the thick of it and you're fearful, it's important to remember gratitude. Tony Robbins says, "In the face of gratitude, fear flees." Remember to be grateful for all the amazing things in your life. And never forget, whatever you focus on becomes your reality, so choose wisely. Successful people that bounce back from failure regularly know how important it is to be surrounded by peers that empower and uplift you. Make sure you have a great support system. Remember to always be learning, especially through the tough times. Never forget that we live a life of meaning, and it's your choice what meaning you put on your experiences. It's your choice whether those experiences define you, or limit you, or inspire you. Never forget everyone that's truly great at anything was first an amateur. Failure is part of your path to success and typically inevitable whenever you try something that's outside your comfort zone or new for you. But also remember that every failure is bringing you one step closer to your goals. Every failure makes you larger and stronger and even better. Failure is the greatest teacher. It may not feel good right when it happens, but I promise you, my friend, there's always a silver lining. So I'll leave you with one last thought. Don't ever let success go to your head, and don't ever let failure go to your heart. I'm Rod Cleef, wishing you incredible passion and massive success in your business and in your life.